All right, this is gonna be a long one, but I'm gonna try and cut it down just so it's not so long. But November is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. All right, I don't know who comes up with, the months. This month is for whatever and whatever. November, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, if you don't know this about me, I am wholeheartedly a mental health advocate, all right? Because I am diagnosed bipolar type 1 disorder. If you don't know what that means, Google it. Quick flex, but not a flex. I've been completely sober off all drugs for 4 years. Over 4 years. It was 4 years in September. Some people can handle their drugs. I cannot, because I have mental illness. Like with the drugs, right? If you have bipolar, schizophrenia, BPD, you're not supposed to do drugs. Your brain's not built to handle it. And that's one thing I learned the hard way, and multiple people I know have learned the hard way. I also have not had a psychotic episode for about 5 years. I had to think about that one. But yeah, so I'm doing good, all right? But I'm gonna talk about something heavy right now. So, in September, I lost a friend. And I wanna say just quickly, this isn't about sympathy. Like, I don't wanna hear, no, I'm sorry for your loss, this, that. It's not about me, okay? Just make sure you're on top of your shit. Now, my friend passed away due to an overdose. I'm not gonna say his name just for privacy, right? But Canberra, people know him. He's also the self-proclaimed #1 Turquoise Prince fan in the world. Anyone that knows who I'm talking about will confirm that, all right? Now, my bro struggled with his mental health, with addiction, and those things make you struggle in life. And I only found out the other day. One of my boys called me and was just like, hey bro, like, I thought you should know, da-da-da. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I knew he wasn't doing good, but I guess anyone that, has experienced a similar situation with a friend or family member is like, sometimes you never know. Like, literally on the weekend, I was in Maitland. This dude came up to me. He goes, bro, I've seen your interviews. He was like, my brother had bipolar. Yeah, he committed suicide last year. And like, I was like, I felt guilty. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I got bipolar. I have been in dark places before. That shit there, real talk. I told you we're talking about heavy shit right now, but like, I have weighed that up many times. Not for a long time, thank God, but like, I'm no stranger to having to convince myself that life is worth living. And I think that's the whole thing about like mental health. Now, I don't know the exact statistics, but I know it's a fact that more men commit suicide than women per year. I think it's important to talk about because, like, personally, I forget about death, okay? Until it's like in my fucking face. And like, one of the hardest things to grapple with is that, like, sometimes it can be avoided. You have people that are neurotypical, and that just means like, they have their baseline and they might have their shit days, but chances are they can't relate to having to convince yourself life is worth living. And I used to be jealous of these people, but at the end of the day, you can't really choose, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really, like, fuck, I'd love to not have bipolar. I'd love to not have anxiety. I'd love to, I don't know, I might be undiagnosed ADHD. I don't fucking know. People have said that my whole life, right? But it is what it is. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have been able to figure out my brain and how it works and what's good for me, what's bad for me, healthy habits, how to regulate, my purpose in life. But some people don't even really get the chance, and it's fucked up. It's fucking sad. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have good people in my life. I've got a good support system. I've got real ones that, like, I don't want to let down. I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to fail again. I don't want to repeat patterns. I don't want to revert to old versions of myself. Like, fuck all that concrete milkshake, harden up bullshit, right? I don't fuck with that. I'm a firm believer in medication. I'm pro meds because I am medicated. And in fact, I take like 3 times the dose that most people with bipolar take of mood stabilizer, just for security and like guaranteed stability. It makes me fat, but I don't give a fuck. Train, bro. I'm also a firm believer in therapy, okay? Psychologist, go find a good psychologist. I got a mad one and I still go. Like, I'll go in there with a list, bro. I'll go in there with a bunch of shit and be like, this is doing my head in, this is doing my head in, this is doing my head in. Give me the tools. How do I fucking like figure this shit out? And like, it's helpful to me. And that's what it's supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to get the tools to be able to function with the cards you're dealt. That's what therapy is there for. It's to help. And I think there's also like a mad stigma around helplines, Lifeline. Now, I know heaps of people that have called Lifeline. And I'll be real, I've called Lifeline. Not for years, but sometimes it's good to just talk to someone that doesn't know you, but will listen, you know? And like, this is my platform. It would be fake of me not to speak of this shit. Like, I've been speaking on mental health and my experiences for years now, since like 2020 fucking 3. Like, it's something I have to do because I have had people reach out to me. In fact, fuck, I've had heaps of people reach out to me. Like, my partner has bipolar, my mum has bipolar, my this and that. And a lot of fucking sad stories, to be honest. A lot of fucking tragic stories. And it's hard for me to like, fuck, you know, I'm not a therapist. Like, I understand I'm not supposed to carry everyone else's traumas and experiences with mental health and mental illness, but I can relate to people that speak on mental illness online and shit. And I feel like I have to be one of them. I've felt that for years, and that's why I do this shit. Like, yeah, I make music. I'm a bit of a funny cunt, but I'm also serious about like serious shit. So yeah, I just wanted to say, like, one thing to remember is I feel like no matter what, you are loved. Unless you're Gronk, but this post is not for Gronks. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves we are loved. There are good people in this world that care about us and will miss us, you know? And it will fuck cunts up if we just bounce. I'm gonna end this by saying, like, if you're struggling, bruh, not just men, but if you're struggling, there is help. Reach out. Helplines, lifelines, therapy, doctors, friends, real ones. That's it. Anyways, much love.